You're dashing off to Granny's house today. You're not alone. AAA says a record 115 million Americans will be traveling over the holidays. That's more than a third of the country's entire population. Here to talk about it is Robert Sinclair of AAA. It must be the holiday season, Robert. You were in the Yahoo Finance house.
I'm here. And a busy season.
So you're expecting some big numbers here in terms of travel.
Greatest all time in total number of travelers and the number of driving. 104 million driving, another 7 million will fly, and another roughly 4 million will take a bus, train, or a cruise ship. It's just a lot of people, you know, the economy, people have money in their pockets. Yeah. Americans get the fewest number of vacation days of any workers in the industrialized world. So when we get an opportunity like this, we take advantage of it.
You know, gas prices are a little bit higher, I guess, this year than they were last year this time.
Yes, 22 cents higher, but gasoline only makes up 10 to 15% of the budget when someone's taking a road trip, so it's not that big a deal.
I mean, look at this, still $2.54 on average. That, I mean, below $3 a gallon nationwide is pretty good.
That's pretty good, and $3 is like the new $4. But as we discussed before, $2.75 is the pain point for about 25% of drivers. But I don't think they're the ones that are driving.
I remember when it was under $1. I used to pump my mom's gas.
I remember 64 cents a gallon, or 50 cents a gallon in the 70s when
You're
I
making
first started
yourself sound old, Robert.
That's all right. It's good to be here to talk about it. Believe me.
Robert, a lot of flying too, not just driving.
Yes, more than 7 million. In fact, today is the best day to fly.
I was going to ask that, really.
So yes, and the day after tomorrow, the worst day, at least in terms of airfare. But today is very quiet, at least as far as flying is concerned. And AAA is a major booking agency, so we know of what we speak. But if you've booked your flight and you're flying today, you're going to be in good shape. But it's good to be a member of the TSA pre-program so that you can breeze through the security, and now we've got most of the country has enhanced driver's licenses and real ID. If you don't want to carry your passport to fly domestically, you're going to have to get that sometime in the next year or so.
It took me 7 hours to get that thing in the DMV.
Yeah, it can take a little bit of time. You have to have all your documentation together, and some DMVs let you make an appointment so you can go in there. But if you've got your documentation together, you can get in and out pretty quickly.
It was awful for me. I'll leave it
I
there.
still have to do that. Well, mine doesn't expire till next year, so I'm waiting because I think there is that rush right now. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
What about people who are taking to the road? AAA has to deal with lots of folks who are having problems on the road. What are some of those problems? How can we avoid them?
Flat tires, dead batteries, people locking themselves out of their vehicle.
Yeah.
Flat tires particularly bad. High speed, most people are driving around on underinflated tires at high speed. They overheat, fail catastrophically, known as a blowout. Very dangerous driving situation. And being broken down by the side of the road is more than just an inconvenience. It's very dangerous. Number one cause of death for a police officer, being struck by another vehicle during a roadside stop. A tow truck operator is killed every 2 weeks in this country, roughly.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, every state has slow down, move over laws. You see flashing lights by the side of the road, slow way down below the speed limit, and move to the next lane if you can do so safely. But best thing not to wind up there. So air up those tires, put some air in the tires before you hit the road. Check the battery, they last 3 to 5 years. If yours is old, change it. But it's going to be tough because everybody's going to want to go to the shop, the repair shop at the same time.
Perhaps something a little more upbeat, Robert.
Yes.
Top destinations. Where is everybody traveling to?
Warm weather destinations. New York is the only cold weather destination of the top 10, but we're talking about Miami, Phoenix, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Anaheim, Vegas.
Usual suspects.
Everywhere we're not.
Warm weather destinations. So that's where people are going. A lot of people drive from New York to Florida. Imagine.
It's a big drive, but it's doable. And if you want to avoid the planes.
Yeah, our members tell us if their trip is 1,000 miles or less, they like to drive. And if it's more, they'll fly. But shorter trips, they'll drive and they get there to their destination. They have transportation with them. And if you've seen rental car rates, they're up 11% compared to last year. And the highest rate in the country is right here in New York.
Oh, wow. I guess also this is a time of year when people who don't normally drive do take to the roads. And so extra caution should be taken.
Yes. The one fortunate thing is that it's going to be busy in most of the major cities around the country. We work with INRIX that does the data and analytics tracking vehicles, and they're assigning a multiplier 2, 3, or 4, meaning the normal trip will take 2, 3, or 4 times normal. That hour trip might take 2 or 3 hours. And the worst day to drive is the day after Christmas. So keep that in mind, 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. If you can travel at an hour outside of those, you'll be better off. And just take it easy, make sure the vehicle's in good shape, don't drink and drive, wear the seatbelt.
So overall, the economy looks pretty good.
The economy is pretty good. Household net worth, disposable income is up. People have that extra time, that extra money. They like to take a trip. and the greatest all time, the highest number since we started tracking back in 1999. So people are voting with their feet, or voting with their tires, I should say,
Yeah.
and making the most of the holiday.
Are you traveling over the holiday?
No, I'm staying close to home. I'm trying to get my wife to cook something. Honey, you're watching. I like that fried chicken and eggplant parmesan.
She'll take good care of you.
Yes, she will.
I hope you get that meal. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks as always, Robert, and happy holidays.
Thank you. All the best to you and yours.
You too.